Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekend analysis as usual. So, today we're having our analysis on a Saturday, surprisingly, and that is due to some other unforeseen occurrences. But either ways, the show goes on. So, without further ado, as usual, we're going to start first with the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index, NFP came and it went. Already we touched the support level right here. We bounced off it, came all the way to the top, bounced off that, came all the way to the bottom, where there wasn't any really support. But when NFP came, we had a sharp move because the data was actually good. And it seems like we're still heading back all the way to the top at 100 on the dollar index. So that is my current anticipation on the dollar index. So let's now move over to dollar Mexican. So the dollar Mexican continued pushing down as NFP came through. We had a spike up, but that spike was short-lived, and then it started moving all the way down. So overall, dollar Mexican is literally at this support level. So the question is, are we going to bounce off this level, or are we going to sit right through? My guesses are that we are still gonna probably bounce to the upside and then probably come all the way to 1945, then probably bounce from there, coming to the downside. So that's my anticipation on dollar Mexican. Let's now look at dollar yen. So dollar yen has been up and about ever since this break over here. It was a very good break. The resistance was broken. We went all the way up and we started coming down. This is where we took our take profit before, if you remember. That was a nice trade that we had on there. And right now we are strongly moving to the upside, but this strength to the upside seems short-lived. We might be coming into a pullback next week, actually. We might even be coming all the way down here where resistance becomes support. So we might actually be seeing ourselves coming to 144,200. Then from 144,200, then we could probably be seeing some upside movement. Like it may not be exact at 144,200. We might even actually touch 144,400, even touch even the 143,500 area, then start to move up. But overall, it seems like we're gonna make some support over here, more like a pullback, and then continue all the way up. I don't really think dollar yen would just move in one straight line like it did over here, because this strong up move is really parabolic and there needs to be some sort of pullback like we had here, but maybe not that deep, maybe a slight one just here, and then we continue all the way up, going to 146 200, even going far beyond that. I do think we're going as far as 148 500. So that's my anticipation on dollar yen. Let's now look at euro dollar. So euro dollar, we had literally no resistance whatsoever. It's the same scenario as the dollar index. We're either gonna continue with this push to the downside if we do break this support level, or we're going to continue pushing up and then finally come to this top resistance. Seems like a journey to the top resistance. But overall, as we have seen, we had a break of the trend line once, went up, we kind of like pulled back strongly, and then we continued up. Then this seems like a break. If we do draw a trend line over here, this seems like a very clear break of the trend line, but this support is still holding. The question is, how long will this hold? So that is what we are seeing with euro dollar at this current moment in time. But overall, my guess is we might actually push all the way down due to the dollar index showing some strength. So we might push all the way down, and then if we come all the way to the support level, maybe bounce from there and then continue all the way up. This is my anticipation for next week. already the job numbers were really, really, really good. Because if we take a look at gold, you see what I mean. But right now, let's first go to CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss, there has been real good data from the Canadian dollar, but we have just literally been dancing the consolidation at this point in time, as it seems like we went up, came down, went up, came down, and we look to be making a new high right here. So probably next week we might actually be making another new high if everything goes on well. If I take a look at the calendar for this week, okay. So the calendar for this week, we only have news starting on Wednesday, but on Wednesday we have like core CPI that won't affect CAD Swiss whatsoever. So we literally have no news next week in terms of CAD Swiss. So we might not actually be affected so much, but dollar can affect the Canadian dollar, and the Swiss might be affected by the pound. But overall, I do think we might just actually be in the form of consolidation. But if any news comes out, maybe China, we never know. Because Trump has been doing funny stuff even just this week. Like we had that meeting talk with Xi, and also that divorce with Elon Musk. So we're not sure where this market is going, because Trump is a funny character at this moment. So he may be messing up the markets. But obviously, Trump, don't get angry at me just over the fact that I think you're a funny character when it comes to like everything in the markets. But overall, we know when you tweet, when you talk, when you have speeches, whatsoever, the markets move. So we always need to be aware, and you actually keep us on our toes. So yeah, that's one thing you got to know about Donald Trump. So pound yen has actually been doing really, really, really well. Right now, we're at a level of resistance. It actually looks like we might be breaking this level of resistance. But of course, we're looking for a pullback. Pullback to where, you may ask? Maybe into this previous resistance. This previous resistance becoming support. Same scenario with dollar yen, but we are yet to see what actually comes from this. So we're looking to probably pull back into this level around 19600, then possibly push to the upside. So, but overall on pound yen, we are even probably looking to go as far as 198. This is a level that we could actually reach, 198,500. That's an extension we can probably reach. And where is this 198 coming from? It's coming all the way here. This is the previous resistance that has not been touched whatsoever. If we take a look right here, it has not been touched. So I do think we might come all the way up here to 198,500, then probably bounce from there, or even go as far as 198 or even 199. So those are possible scenarios. But right now, I'm keeping everything. I'm actually keeping everything conservative as to where the target could be for pound yen. The target could be at 198,500. So just watch that for this coming week. Overall, we only have £1 news event. Not much coming this week because everything has already been done. So right now, the markets are just trying to cool down, especially after all the upheaval from last week. So obviously, we might have a pullback and then probably a slight push up to the upside. This resistance come probably to 197, and then maybe pull back a little bit again. Then possibly we might go to 198,500. But we're looking forward to see what the market actually does. And right now, let's look over to pound dollar. So pound dollar is in a very interesting scenario because literally it's doing textbook stuff right here. Resistance was respected. NFP came, resistance was respected, and it broke to the downside. And literally, we look to be coming all the way down here to 1.34, 250. So that is where I do see us coming. The trend line was literally broken here perfectly. But if we want more confirmation, we can look to go below these two support levels. But overall, the lineup is really good. An entry here could be great, probably for a 1-to-1. coming all the way down here. If you're feeling ambitious, then you can probably go all the way to 1.31 500. That's a possible area we can come down to. Plus, we have a lot of dollar news next week. Like I said, core CPI is on Wednesday. We have GDP on Thursday with some more core PPI and unemployment claims. You know, unemployment claims, what they do in the market. We just had NFP. And then Friday, we also have some preliminary inflation expectations. So that is my anticipation on pound dollar, that might be actually coming to the downside. And this is our opportunity to actually make some money. Right. Let's now move over to gold. So gold, like I already said, that dollar is actually really strengthening right now. We reached a level of resistance. We touched it like 3 times. This was the first one. We dipped back down. We made a new high, touched it, and then we dipped right down. We touched the third time. We dipped right down. But really, how many touches have we had here? I would say we've probably had like 4, because this was the first one. This was the second one. This was the third one. This was the fourth one. Then we had to push all the way down. So with gold, I do think we might be coming all the way here. This is support level we might actually bounce from. Overall, gold is still good for buys, even though right now it seems to push all the way down, slide up, push the way down. And then here, it just seems like it's a decision maker where either we're going to go all the way up or go all the way down. But overall, my bias in gold is always going to the upside. So here can be a good entry point around the 3280 level, or even below, even coming down here to 3240. So that is my anticipation in gold. Then now let's look at the indices. So with the indices, we actually did what we were looking for on was it last week's analysis? Yes, last week's analysis. The recap was that we were going to go all the way up and probably make a new high. Overall, we did go all the way up. We made a new high over here, which is great. Now we have a pullback, and now we're coming all the way back up. The question is, are we going to really survive this, especially after all that Trump and Elon Musk movement, which made this pull back to the bottom side here? Are we going to continue all the way up? Well, of course, yes, we will, especially since Trump talked to Xi. Yes, so he talked to Xi, President Xi Jinping. Is this President Xi Jinping? Yes, so he literally talked to President Xi Jinping. That was, I think, on Friday. Oh no, it was on Thursday. So probably the trade and tariffs issue might ease a little bit, which might be good for business for the USA. So making an all-time high is indeed possible next week. So I'm really looking forward to see NAS 100 actually make an all-time high right above 22,250. So that is what we are anticipating for this coming week on NAS 100. Now let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, you know what we were doing. We're right in the box, and we're still in the box, even though there has been many talks about where Ethereum might be going. Even just, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we had a push down, and yeah, there was talk about probably Ethereum coming to the downside. Well, the furthest we can go is probably 300, then probably bounce from here and then continue all the way up. Or we might be in this midpoint. We're literally in the midpoint. So this can be a decision for us. It's either we're going to come all the way down or we're going to come all the way up to 2700, then probably bounce from there and then come all the way down. So those are the two scenarios with Ethereum. And let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is an interesting situation. After that whole Trump Elon Musk fiasco, which was all over the internet, we dipped all the way down here, perfect level, I might say, at 10200. We dipped right into support, took out the support, took out that support, and took out this support. Perfect levels, took them all out, and reversed from there immediately. Question is, how far will this go? I am not too sure. But overall, this move we were anticipating has been done, but we might even actually have some more downside movement coming out to 94,000. So could we reach there? Probably not. But overall, we could be bouncing off this area at 105. It's an area we've touched quite a lot. We might reverse from there this weekend. We yet to see. Overall, I'm still bearish on Bitcoin for the whole year, since nothing has really come up that's really good. So overall, I'm looking to be bearish on Bitcoin coming away to 94,000 at our last level. So this is where we end for our analysis this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, we have already touched the crypto analysis, Abdullah, and I do not know if there are any other pairs that you'd like us to look at, and we'll definitely look at them. So you can just write in the comment. We'll give you approximately 2 minutes, everyone, to just write what you'd like us to look at, maybe 2 or 3 or more pairs. If you mention pairs we've already gone through, I'll let you know, and then you can watch the replay. But overall, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Reflect, tell me which pairs you'd like us to look at, or if you have any comment for me, I'm ready to answer it. All right, we're down to 1 minute. Abdullah, you're saying please look at euro dollar, where this is heading next based on both technical and fundamental analysis. And yeah, we already looked at euro dollar. You can look at the replay at the beginning. We talked about euro dollar just right after dollar Mexican. So you look at it and you see what we talked about and where it's going. But overall, we're looking for it to continue bearish for the rest of the week. That is my comment on euro dollar. So any more pairs or comments that you like, I'll be happy to help out and answer them. Alrighty, the 2 minutes are up. Thank you everyone for joining our weekend analysis. Overall, you see the banner below. We have the 15% off any account valued at $100 or more. So you use the code NEW20 to get 20% off all instant funding accounts valued at $500 or more as well. So those are the codes, NEW15 and also Is it news? Yeah, new 20, new 15, and new 20. So new 15 gives you 15% off, kind of obvious. New 20 gives you 20% off. So that is the promotion we're running right now. So get yourself an instant funding account. Yes, Abdullah, I try my best to give the highest quality analysis as possible, especially since I also trade, and also whatever analysis I do give, I also trade on my live account. So of course, you're in good hands. I am not just speaking gibberish. Yes, right. Thank you, Abdullah. We will be seeing everybody on Wednesday. Don't forget to use the coupon code and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Make sure you also use the stop loss when you're trading. Have a lovely week coming ahead.